counsel at our Affordable Housing Council's job in explaining 50 years of affordable housing litigation in an understandable way in about 5 minutes. My job tremendously easy in comparison to doing that. But as the planning board attorney, I just wanted to put on the record that indeed, as Mr. Chairman, you mentioned, this Housing Element Fair Share Plan public hearing was duly noticed and was published twice, June 12, June 13, both at least 10 days prior to this evening. And the plan and the appropriate notice was served on the State Office of Planning Advocacy, the Somerset County Planning Board, and all adjoining clerks, so that this board does have jurisdiction to conduct this public hearing this evening. We are blessed, in my opinion, if I may say that, with two outstanding planners. Most municipalities just have one. We have Mr. Chadwick, our longtime planner with institutional knowledge. I will give my opinion of the Township of Warren that exceeds anybody else's that I know of. And our planner, Ms. Sarmad, who is also an outstanding planner and particular expertise in affordable housing. So we're blessed in that regard. So with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'll swear them both in. As I understand, they'll both be testifying. And we're not following ladies first, I guess we're starting with Mr. Chadwick. But if you'll both raise your right hand, do you both swear to God or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Thank you both. And Mr. Chairman, back to you.
Thank you. And I agree with your comments. We're lucky to have such great planners and employees working in this process. Mr. Chadwick, if you can tell us, you've been here for perhaps all rounds, Warren Township's history with affordable housing.
As Bill Willard described, well, first of all, I'm John Chadwick, and I'm the planner in Warren Township. Some of you recognize me and maybe others don't. The township got sued by several large builders prior to the first coal regulations that Bill described. The first project was what is now known as Greenwood Meadows. That applicant proposed 4,200 townhouses on 365 acres of land. That's what the size of it was. The other one is the project over in Winding Way, hops over into Greenbrook, and that was another 800 townhouses. The town wound up in court, and the rules at that time, you could do what they called an RCA, and the RCA meant you could transfer 50% of your obligation, and our obligation was, I think, 310, I don't remember exactly. Transfer those units to another municipality and pay them to take them. And the township had the first RCA agreement in the state with the city of New Brunswick, and transferred half of its units to the city of New Brunswick. The other half were built. There's 60 apartments across the street from this building that are affordable, that were part of round one. There's 28 affordable units in Greenwood Meadows area next to the park. There's a couple other around. The second round, the town had done so well in meeting its first round obligations that they changed the rules and made a 20% reduction to your affordable housing calculation if you had achieved 90% of your obligation. Warren satisfied that, so it lowered its number in the second round, and also did the RCA provisions were still in place. And we moved on from there. There was little or no zoning required in the second round, rezoning required for higher density. The third round was an absolute mess, and that's what Bill said. It started off, you were supposed to have a plan in and approved by 1999. Didn't happen. There were no rules. The builders were suing everybody left and right. We finally reached certification with, I think we had wound up with 7 litigants within the final round of that thing in 2014. And some of the development you're seeing now is a result of those decisions back then. And as Bill said, all of a sudden, we're in a brand new round. Drop dead date is the end of this month. And if you don't file then, you know it'll happen. You'll have builders coming in for every piece of property that's not built on, looking for a builder's remedy. We propose to avoid that through the plan that Katie will go over with you in a lot more detail, but that's how we got to this point. The town has been, in its process, one underlying goal was to minimize housing impact. And from, for example, the first round, they were looking at plus 5,000 units in one shot. And we wound up with 365 units on that 365 acres. So we've, I think through the course of the first 3 rounds, achieved the objective of controlling the amount of new development that takes place, but also meet our obligation. And I think that's very important. And that theme is within the plan you'll hear tonight. I think that's enough for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chadwick.